Howdy, y'all. It's Darkloyak, and let's get straight into it. We all know why you're here. What in the hell happened? If anyone is curious, I will be leaving timestamps for each individual point, but I highly encourage you to go through because all of these points kind of build on top of each other and explain the reason a lot better. This is going to be a lot more of a personal video explaining everything of what has happened with me and the future plans of this channel going forward. With that being said, let's not waste any more time and let's jump directly into it. For starters, I want to give a disclaimer that this video is going to be a lot more personal and touch on topics that some viewers might not like as much or be bothered by. So here's the warning. If you guys want to keep watching, just be aware that these are a few of the topics that I'm going to cover. So just be forewarned. To start this story off, I'm going to have to go all the way back to when this year started so that I can explain everything clearly and just draw a picture for you. At the start of the year, I finally was like, you know what, I'm going to put my foot down. I'm finally going to do the content creation that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a content creator. It has always been my dream. And several times before, I had tried and went for a bit and then just stopped. And that's important. Keep that in mind for later, because this happened several times. But this year, I was like, okay, I wanted to do it. I'm gonna put my foot down and finally do that. And then for 2 to 3 months, it was that. I was consistent. I enjoyed doing it. I was passionate about what I did. And it felt amazing. I had finally started doing it. But then all of a sudden, I just lost that drive and ambition. It was like the light bulb got switched off in my head. Every time I sat down to try to record a video or do a live stream, I just felt dread, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So I just disappeared. And then on top of that, shortly after, I lost the majority of my friend group for reasons that I couldn't control, and just some of those people being horrible influences. And then I also lost my lover, and it was very messy, that breakup. And all of that combined just kinda hurt me in a way that I couldn't be described. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't be back here if it wasn't for my best friend, Raz. She literally saved me out of that dark time. And if you're watching this, Raz, thank you so much. You're probably wondering, what happened all after that whole point of, that horrible stuff that happened in my life? Well, I blamed myself mainly during that time. I was so frustrated because I was like, why can't I be consistent? I have been wanting to do this for so long. I just want to be a content creator. It's all I've ever wanted. Why can't I just sit down and do it? Why can't I be consistent? I've done this so many times, and every single time, it's like, for the first little bit, it goes great, and then all of a sudden, it just plummets, and then I just stop for very long periods of time, and I couldn't explain that. I felt like something was wrong with me. I felt like I was lazy and unmotivated, and I clearly didn't want it as much as I thought I did, and so that really hurt me. And then one day I just decided, you know what? Maybe something is wrong with me. I'm gonna do some digging. So I started looking through things, and then I started to see connections with things that I was doing, and I was like, wait, this could be something that is causing me to fail. And I did more research, and I found things that kept linking up to things that I was doing. People that would be really focused on something for a period of time, but then all of a sudden just lose focus of that thing entirely, and people who were sporadic and couldn't stay focused, and people who just felt like this, who felt the same way I did. And then it all started to click. I have ADHD. For those who don't know what ADHD is, it is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And how it works is basically the dopamine senders and receivers in my brain are a lot less than the normal person. So it causes me to not function the same that normal people do. Things that don't give that same dopamine in my brain, make it just so that I'm uninterested and unfocused. And this was a eureka moment. This was like a revelation for me, because my entire life I was told that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just lazy. I'm just unfocused. I just need to make it a habit and try harder. There's nothing wrong with me mentally. I don't have any disorders whatsoever. And finding this out about myself was a big thing. And I want to preface that it is just a 99.9% that I have ADHD. The reason I am saying this is because even though everything online and like my friend groups that I have now are like, yeah, you have ADHD, I still haven't seen a professional on it. I am working towards that as we speak. I recently just got myself set up so that I can see a psychiatrist and get properly diagnosed. But until then, I'm only putting it as like, it's very, very likely. However, a lot of resources online have helped me discover that it is most likely what is causing it. And that is huge for me. I finally just was like, I just felt like I couldn't do it, and now I understand why. It's because I'm not normal. I have something that is physically screwing with my brain that is making it so I can't do what normal people do. And that was such a big moment, because it helped me finally figure out the things that I need to do to get back into doing what I want, and the steps I needed to take to get on track to doing the things I wanted to do. And that was a big thing. However, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, because during this time, when I brought it up to my family, nobody believed me. Literally nobody. They kind of just brushed it off as, it's unlikely. You probably don't have ADHD. Nah. And that hurt, because I felt like the one thing, I finally had that eureka moment, and they just didn't support me in that discovery. And every single time I tried to get help for that, it just kind of got blown off. And that's a big thing leading up to the next couple of moments, which is when I did self-discovery. I was questioning a lot of things about myself, because a lot of things just, I finally went down a rabbit hole of just being like, a lot of things don't make sense. Why am I doing all the things? If I most likely have ADHD, what else about me do I not know about? And so I did a lot of self-discovery, and I later found out a lot of things. One of those big things, which, if my family is watching, I'm not sorry, but this is who I am. I found out that I am both pansexual and gender fluid. And that is a very, very big thing. Like, I didn't think it was even possible at first, but looking back at my life, it was very apparent that this was the case. There were so many times leading up to it where I couldn't explain some of the things, and I just masked it, because it was like, I was forced into the belief, because my household was very conservative, and it was just, I didn't think of it even as a possibility, because I was told my entire life, LGBTQ equal not good. You stay away from that. They may be there, but that's their choice. You can never be that way. And so I wasn't. I didn't even think of it as a possibility. But then I just started getting these feelings of these things in me just kind of, finally being uncovered. And that is something that I will always remember. I remember that whole, self-discovery arc, if you will, and it was huge for me. I finally felt like I knew more or less who I actually was, and that was a big thing. And am genuinely so happy that I finally did that. However, I knew that my family would never accept me for these things and would judge me for these things. So, at around August, I started planning to move out. And that was probably the best choice I have ever made, and it was a very big turning point in my life. I've started packing up my things, I scheduled it out, and then around October 31st, I finally did it. I finally moved out. I moved across the country. I moved from Utah to now my new home in Illinois with all of my friends, and it was the best choice I've ever made, and I'm so grateful. And and it wouldn't have been possible without my roommate. If you're watching this, thank you. Genuinely thank you. You've blessed me with this gift that I literally wouldn't have had if not for you. I am so grateful for my roommate. He has literally changed my life for the better for the rest of my life. I am so thankful for him. But now, I'm over here in Illinois. I just found so much out. It is insane how much I've found out simply by moving out. I found myself. I found who I really am, who I want to be. I finally understand in a more clear picture what I have to do to move forward, to finally be who I want to be. And that is a very huge thing. And you're all probably asking, that's great, but what's the future gonna look like? And that's gonna be something that I slowly move back into. Now that I know that it is very likely that I have ADHD, I am going to take it a little bit slower. I'm not gonna force myself into doing it as a daily thing. I'm gonna do it when I feel like being able to do it and try to make it a weekly thing. I'm not gonna start doing it daily. I know if I do that, I'm gonna get burnt out. I'm gonna start off slow and work my way up to where I want to be. And that's how I needed to do it in the first place, several times. And I needed to just keep myself motivated and keep myself on track. And knowing this now is gonna mean that you guys not only get better content, but I can finally stay consistent in doing what I want to do, which is be a full-time content creator. That's my dream, and I want to finally achieve it. I'm so thankful to finally come out as all of this. I feel like a whole burden has just been lifted off of my shoulders, and that feeling is so great, and I genuinely am just so thankful that I can come out to my amazing community, and I hope for your guys' continued support, and I hope that you all know that I cannot wait to finally be able to take this more seriously, now knowing what I need to do going forward. And I will be making content again, and I will be doing live streams very, very soon. I am looking forward to it. I just now know that I need to do it the right way. With that being said, if you guys made it to the very end, I truly do appreciate you, and if you would just consider leaving a like and subscribing, that would be more than what I could ask for you guys, because you guys are all absolutely amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I am going to get back into this, I promise. I'm going to work towards getting better. I have the right support groups in my life to help get the changes that I need done. I just need to figure it out, just one step at a time. I'm still quite young. I'm only 20 years old, turning 21 pretty soon. And I need to get through this, and I need to work towards my goals the way that I need to, accounting for all of the things that I have, such as ADHD. And I'm gonna do it with your guys' help and support. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. I hope to see you guys soon, and until then, thank you for watching. Peace out.